Welcome back, besties. I'm Maddie.
I'm Rylee.
I'm Basil.
And we're the two sisters raised on way too much internet, pop culture, and anime, of course.
Every week, we create and rank a new top 10 list and come dressed as one of the characters, of course. But this week is a very special week.
We have another guest this time. This guest is extra special because it's my partner, and she's been mentioned briefly. But I'm so happy to finally have you here.
I'm so happy to be here.
Yes. We have been together. Our 8 years just barely passed. We met cosplaying at our local convention. We've been cosplaying together ever since, especially couple cosplays. But she's also been cosplaying for over a decade and is an artist and is super talented and just as nerdy as us. So she definitely needed to come on here.
Yes, I'm so excited. I'm finally not in the sidelines.
Yes, I know. She's always in the back, like being our little cheerleader. If you've ever heard a little giggle in the back, probably them.
Helping us with costume changes. So yes, happy to have you in costume today on the show.
Yes.
And because you're a nerd just like us and growing up on media has ultimately shaped us to the people we are today, we thought that it was only fitting that today's category is cartoons that changed the trajectory of our lives.
Yep.
And I love it because you actually came up with this category.
Yes,
so
yes, I did.
super excited to make this list and go through it. But before that, we always ask our guests a couple questions. So Maddie, do you want to take the lead, ask our wonderful guests some questions?
Yes, absolutely. My first question for you, as always, is going to be, what is like your current thing you're nerding out on? What's your current obsession?
There's a lot. Like, it's really hard to, just have one thing that I'm very...
You're on a list show,
Excited
so
about.
you can give us at least your top two things you're nerding
true.
out on.
Okay, so I would say that my first one would probably be Dandadan.
Yes.
I love Dandadan. I love,
8.
I just love the way that, like, the show is set up. And, like, I feel like I don't really watch, like, a lot of, like, romance type animes, but, like... I don't know. Like, I love the action, but I also love the romance between Momo and Okarun. Like, it's just like, I don't know. It gives me it makes me giddy, So
He does a great job of writing like a real kind of romance that's super relatable, especially with them being like 16, like really relatable. And that's like when we met was like around that time. So like, yeah, it makes me think of us especially. So
No, I love that. And I totally agree because I've also been with my partner since I was like 18, so pretty young. And like, I think there's a scene in the first season where like they hold hands or there's something and like this big firework explosion happens to kind of show how they're feeling. And like, yeah, when you are young, like something as simple as like a long gaze or touching like each other's hands does feel like your heart's exploding. So I love how they're able to make it still feel so powerful, even with like very like pure acts of love like that. So
yes.
good choice.
what's your number 2?
Oh, that's a hard one. I have to think about that because
Would you say that's just the main thing you're nerding
yeah,
about?
I
Oh,
would
perfect,
think that's
perfect.
probably like the main
one.
thing.
No, that's
Yeah.
wonderful.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Thank you.
Perfect. And then that leads into, similarly though, is like, what is your overall favorite media movie? It could be like, a video game, anime, movie, but like,
And it can also be of all time, like this is
Or
my
right now.
show, or just right now.
Or just right now. So I would say that my all-time favorite would have to be Steven Universe. I'm not like as, in the fandom, after like they stopped like
making content.
yeah. They stopped the show and all of that, but like I still love to watch edits. I love to see all the art. Like I'm still following all the voice actors. Like it just has like a special place in my heart that I feel like I could never get rid of it.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's a good pick. That's a good one to have as your all-time fave.
Yeah.
Did you want to ask
Yeah.
for the last one?
And then for our last question, since we're all about supernatural, nerdy, fantasy type stuff.
Perfect for your character right now too.
Yes, exactly. It's fun to think about if we had supernatural powers, superpowers, if you could pick anything, what would your superpower be?
I would probably do what's the like mind reading one?
Telepathy?
Yeah, telepathy.
Yeah, I'd probably do telepathy. I think I'm an overthinker personally. So every time that I think someone's talking about me or like, you know, is looking at me weird, I'm like, I want to know what they're thinking.
You ate with that, me too. I'm like, I just wanna get your vibe. You know? I feel that.
That's a good one. I love hearing people's answers for like the superpower because I feel like it just like yeah, that's so cute. Like I'm like I would want to fly. Not like grounded in anything like
think of me.
helpful.
So
like that's such a good one.
So real.
So good job.
Thank you.
But you'll get to know our lovely guest Basil throughout the episode as we go through our top picks. But let's get started.
Yes. Usually our lovely guest has their own list and me and Rylee have our list together because we share a brain cell. But this is my other brain cell. So today we are going to share our list and Rylee gets her very own special list. We're going to start off today. Usually it's Rylee, but it's going to be us today, extra special. And we're going to start it off with something a little fresh and new. We've already talked about a little bit, and that's going to be the Amazing Digital Circus. It actually came out October 13th of 2023. So we watched it when the pilot came out, like me and Basil. We saw like all the stuff and we were like, this looks really good. And October 14th is our anniversary. So it came out the day before our anniversary. So I remember us watching it for our anniversary that year.
Yeah, we were literally
really excited.
Yeah, we were so excited.
Yeah.
Like,
but you know, there was just a lot of good anime coming around that time, and we started nerding out about a bunch of other things, and I love them, and I appreciate indie so much. So it does take time for them to make their episodes. So the way it took in between, we just got lost in it. You know, we didn't catch up. So we caught up the last few months, obsessed. And I'm so excited. By this time the episode comes out, the 7th episode will be coming out soon. So we're really excited for that. Yeah. But it had to be on here for like altering because the way that Goose works, like the way she depicts like the different forms of like mental health and different things, the gender identity, and just a lot of like social commentary in it too, with it being really like fun, is like so good. And you'll know like the comic strips were like made during like the Great Depression and stuff to like give adults a little joy on their day. And so like she was like, I didn't create this for children in mind. This is made for adults because it discusses really harsh topics but in a more fun and light way. You know?
Yep. I have to agree. Yeah. Like I think like also putting it at number 5 is really fitting because like there's not a lot of content that's, you know, come out.
It's still wrapping up.
Yeah. So, you know, but like just all the themes in general, like are just so good. Like, good. You know, the anxiety. Yeah. Like the voice acting, the anxiety, depression, you know, like it's just what people
fear
go
of abandonment,
through,
you know? PTSD.
Yep, exactly. Yep. Yeah,
loss of a loved one, like lots of things.
Yeah, and I love the characters. I love the art style. You know, like everything about it. Like it's really good. But yeah.
And I recently watched it like a few weeks ago now, and I loved it too. I haven't stopped thinking about it. I'm super excited. The next episode comes out. Is it the day before my birthday?
Yes, the day before.
So they just timed them perfectly with our life. Yeah.
Yo, they love the Literally No One Asked podcast.
Dream guest on my podcast.
Goose works. Actually, Goose works if you can hear me.
I'm right here. We're not a sponsor yet. So. No, and to take it even like on another like step of realism in the ever evolving world of technology and AI, like I know it's like a cute little concept of like getting trapped in like a video game world, but honestly we're not that far off. I like how it kind of plays with the idea of like technology and artificial intelligence being something like really scary because
to fear.
That's something we should talk about right now. So I'm really happy you guys put this on your list.
Thank you. So I also forgot to mention, obviously, as I've talked about with my Lunar Clawz, everyone here gets their nails done by me. Wow. We all have Amazing Digital Circus nails right now. I have Jack's nails. Rylee has abstraction nails. And Basil has Pomni nails right now, all hand painted by me. So I just wanted to give a little extra shout out because we all got themed nails right now. So that's pretty fire.
Talented.
Fire.
And for my number 5, I am dressed up as The Last Unicorn, which came out on August 27th in 1982. And this was one of the first cartoon movies that I really remember watching. I literally remember putting like the VHS tape in my TV to turn it on, and like it would have those bars that like load up. And that one just really stuck with me. And I remember as a very young child loving it because unicorns and fantasy, and they like witches and wizards, and they go through a castle, and it is animated like very beautifully. But then as I see it as I'm a little bit older, it's definitely like that dark fantasy from the 80s that is like such a beautiful Gothic style that they just don't make them like that anymore.
They don't.
But watching it as an adult, like I get a little bit more of that symbolism, and like her becoming a human instead of a unicorn could be seen as like her losing her innocence and becoming like a woman in society. And so seeing that as a woman coming into society, like it just really stuck with me. And so sometimes as a woman, you know what it's like to feel like the last unicorn, like the only woman in the room or something like that. So had to put that on my list because not only the animation style stayed with me, but the overall like story stayed with me too.
Absolutely. I always think about the part of her like crying and she's like, I wish you would have just let the Red Bull take me.
Yeah.
And that part always makes me so sad. But it was done so well and so beautiful. And that's like a tattoo I've always wanted to get. I've always
that would be
obsessed.
so beautiful.
I like her in her unicorn form. Yeah, I've always been obsessed with that movie. Like it's just so good. I was so happy that you put it on here because it's just a classic and it really is like a life altering. No matter at what stage you watch it at in life, it will have some impact on you no matter what to degree you fully understand it. It's just done so well that it will leave a lasting impact on you.
Period. And I feel like that applies to pretty much all of the shows on our list today because these are all cartoons and animated shows that ultimately impacted our life. And so no matter how old or little you watch it, it's gonna leave its mark on you. And that's the real mark of a good show, I think.
Exactly. And I feel like we're giving people good recommendations.
Yes.
So if you haven't seen these,
because personally, I haven't seen.
I'm gonna make her watch it though. I'm going.
Yes, it is on my list. But like hearing you guys talk about it and everything, like I'm just like, oh my gosh, like how have I not seen this? Like
literally,
because it reminds me a lot, like just the time it came out and stuff like that reminds me of like what is it? It's oh my gosh, I'm blanking on the name, but it's basically where it's this kid and his horse, and like they're trying to like go somewhere specifically, and he ends up like losing his horse in a like quicksand and like mud,
Wait, that sounds so familiar when you said the quicksand. I'm like, I can see it.
And I'm like, I can't remember the name. Why am I blanking? Oh my gosh.
It's not that, because I was obsessed with the older.
Let us know.
Yeah,
comment.
Yeah,
what show is this?
Please. I'm not talking out of my ass right now. Like, I promise.
Girl, I don't know. And I'm obsessed with the horses, but the one I think of is Black Beauty, but there was like a fire in that.
Yeah.
There was no like quicksand.
Because I remember also in that movie, like there's this like dragon kind of like thing, and it's like it looks like a puppet kind of.
What?
But the way that it's animated, like it just looks so good. Like I don't know.
It's gonna drive me crazy.
I know. I'm like actually gonna go insane.
That's crazy.
But yeah, I was just the point of that was that it kind of reminds me of that, and like I've had those like movies to grow up with, and like that would also be a movie that kind of like changed my life, but like it was so long ago and I haven't watched it in so long. I'm like, I can't even remember the name. So yeah, that's basically what I wanted to put in there.
I love it. Hey, quick break. Just wanted to let you know that this episode is brought to you by, well, me. When I'm not dressing up and recording this podcast, I actually run a business, and it's called Rylee Llanes Social Media Services. I work with brands, entrepreneurs, and creatives, all to help them grow their strategies, create engaged audiences, and create content that actually resonates. So if you're ready to grow your social media, check the show notes for a special discount just for you.
So for mine and Maddie's number 4, it would have to be Gravity Falls, and as you can see, I am dressed up as Mabel from Gravity Falls.
So good. You ate that.
So the date that Gravity Falls came out was June 15th, 2012. And this is like a cosplay I've also wanted to do for a really long time.
Yeah,
I
you
just
did a good
haven't
job.
been able to.
Being a twin and all.
Being a twin, yeah. So like she said, I am a twin, and I heavily resonate with Mabel and my twin. Their name is Finn. They are Dipper in our head, and so we always like literally our names on like each other's contacts is Dipper and Maybe, little kind of thing, But the reason why I chose Gravity Falls is because just the way that the show is set up, you know, you think they're going in to see their Grunkle Stan, which I just realized I forgot the little figure.
Keenan gave us.
Shout out Keenan.
So sad. Keenan gave us a little stand.
I'm so sorry, Keenan. I was gonna bring it. I just want you to know that. Okay. But yeah, they you know, they set it up as like, oh, they're gonna go to Gravity Falls for, you know, to see their Grunkle Stan, and then, you know, kind of like help with the shop and stuff, and then all of a sudden, like, kind of crazy things are happening, and so they're like, what is going on? And you know, it's kind of crazy at the start, but then when it kind of starts like ramping up, it like kind of gets sweet, and like you see a lot of like Dipper and Mabel's like sibling energy, you know, and I just love the way that they interact, and I like really resonate that with how me and Finn grew up, you know, like it, I don't know, just the way that they like act with each other is just really sweet.
The show itself is just so good. Like, I love all the supernatural aspects that they do, like when he finds all the books and is like deciphering all of it, and of course like the main villain is Bill, and like all of that is just so amazing. So like, yeah, the show itself is just done really well and written really well, so of course it just had to be on here. It's super iconic.
Yes, iconic indeed. And speaking of iconic shows, that leads me perfectly into my number 4, which is The Simpsons. And on a more lighthearted note, like, I feel like these ones so far have been like hitting because of like the lessons and the nostalgia. But honestly, I just grew up on The Simpsons, and it did like kind of shape my humor a little bit. And I mean, that was just a show that I watched for most of my adolescence. And so I feel like, of course, it had to shape who I am a little bit as a person, like kind of making fun of society and being, you know, able to joke around and stuff like that. So I remember going to the Simpsons movie in theaters with my dad, and that was just like, it was like one of my first real theater experiences, and he won like these VIP tickets off of a radio show. So I remember we got to go to a special screening downtown.
I didn't know that. That's so cute.
Yeah. And so it felt so fun. And so I feel like that's where I really remember my love of like going to the movies and nerding out about media, like really started, was that really fun movie with my dad. So I had to put it on here.
I know. And like, even though I was really young when we went to Universal, I do remember the Simpsons ride because it's just crazy. It's just wild. So I do have a vague memory of that. And yeah, like you said, all of the humor like really shapes you and stuff. I'm like, our number 3 is going to tie into this as well. But like some of the intense jokes and humor that I have, yeah, it definitely comes from that.
Dude, I literally remember like being a kid, like sitting in my dad's bed watching TV, and we're like watching Fox 13, you know, which and I remember like Simpsons coming on after that, you know, and I was like, I watched it like almost every night. Like, and also, can we talk about their predictions?
I know, they're crazy.
Like they always know what's good from the start. Like,
you got psychics in the writer's room. What's going on?
Yeah, what's going on?
What's happening?
And those predictions better stay being true.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And The Simpsons premiered on December 17th, 1989. So they've been able to stay relevant and popular for a really long time. So
that's
good job,
crazy.
Simpsons.
Aren't they the longest running show?
I think
at least like animated
American
stat, like without
animated?
breaks, or it's like something like
some
that.
stat like that. But
It's
no, they've been
impressive.
doing amazing for a long time. And that perfectly segues us into our number 3, which shaped all 3 of us just as importantly. And that's going to be South Park. That one came out in August 13th, 1997. So also like, you know, right as like the early 2000s were happening, the end of the 90s and everything. And yeah, that fundamental. Like, definitely watched that a little too early, but that's totally fine.
That's fine.
Thank you, Dad, because it gave me good humor. I'm funny as hell. So
I was gonna say the same thing. I'm like, I think I got a lot of my humor from South Park.
Yeah.
Like, it's so good.
Like, we make South Park quotes on the daily. For sure.
Yes, I would totally agree. I feel like it's like Simpsons and then South Park in terms of like probably more where I got my humor from.
Same.
So I'm glad that you put South Park on this list because just truly a fundamental show. And same thing, like the way that they poke fun at society.
Bro, with those last few episodes, these last couple months.
Love it.
Oh,
You stay doing you. You stay doing you, boo.
Pluck their shit. They're so good.
And I just wanted to add, Kyle was one of the like cosplays that I met Maddie in.
That was, yeah. So like we met like kind of briefly before we actually like literally fell in love like at first sight. But like the cosplay that we were in when we met and like really started like wanting to date and everything, she was Kyle from Stick of Truth and I was Yunogase from The Future Diary.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So yeah, Kyle, fundamental. At some point I will cosplay Stan. I almost did Stan today, but I was like, you know what, I think Fiona would even be more iconic. Look at us, we're all the baddies. I was like, I have to be a baddie with my other two. Like, hello. But yeah, South Park was so important, so it had to be on here, and that's why it's a little bit higher up too, because it had that importance. Let's just say, what's like the South Park episode you have ingrained in your brain? For me, it would be, I don't remember who they're depicting, but it's the girl shooting the confetti out of her. That's how it would be like bleeped down. But also like Kenny getting high off of the cat piss.
Oh my god.
And then Butters killing a bunch of people in the auditorium with his shoe during the tap dancing. I think about those ones quite often.
I think mine would be the Special Olympics one, where it's like Jimmy is taking a bunch of steroids to make him like more beefy, you know. And I think it was because one time it was like a Sunday and I wanted to watch like Comedy Central, and that was the first episode that popped up, and I was like, God. Oh, this is interesting but kind of funny.
For me, definitely the episode where they go like deer hunting and they shoot Sarah Jessica Parker because looks like because she looks like a horse. That just like traumatized me a little bit.
That one was pretty funny though. I can't even lie. Oh, the Britney Spears one's pretty traumatizing too.
Oh yeah.
We could do a top 10 South Park episode.
Literally.
Perfect. Well, that leads me into my number 3, which is, you know, taking it down and not so intense, crazy as South Park. And that's going to be Alice in Wonderland, the original cartoon, which came out on July 26th in 1951.
Wow.
So I think mine might take the cake for the oldest.
It definitely does.
Oldest cartoon on the list. But I had to put Alice in Wonderland on here because, one, I feel like it just shaped my aesthetic of who I am today. And probably every Tumblr girl in the 2012s.
Yep.
You know the iconic Alice in Wonderland with like the sleeves and the piercings. But anyways,
all the gifts of her falling and the teapots and the flowers.
Exactly.
The Cheshire Cat, you know.
You know it, girl. So we love Alice in Wonderland. Her aesthetic is just perfect. And I remember like I just really loved it even before I had Tumblr. My mom had like the Lewis Carroll book, and I remember reading it growing up, and so I read it and then I would watch the cartoon. So that has always been one of my favorite cartoons ever. And the scene that always sticks with me is like when she's crying and all the flowers sing to her. I love that scene so much.
Yeah. I know, it really is so iconic, and the, like you said, the aesthetic of it all I think is just hard to replicate. Like Alice in Wonderland is truly something of its own because it's so eerie as well. Like it's beautiful, but it's super eerie and also kind of sad. It's pretty sad, but it's really good.
Exactly. And I think the lesson I pulled from that is like kind of like a grass is always greener on the other side thing. Like she wants to escape like her life, and she falls down the rabbit hole, and it's like this crazy, outrageous, wonderful world at first, but eventually she just wants to go back home. And so that's something I always took with me too, is like you can still find adventure and fun in the boring because you don't want to go down a rabbit hole and get stuck with the Queen of Hearts. No.
Yup, period.
Hey down.
And as you know, after our 3, we get into our middle segment and our honorable mention. And we're going to do our honorable mention first and then do our fun little middle segment. And for today, me and Basil's honorable mention, and Riley's as well, because she watched it and enjoyed, but definitely more on the Basil and me side, is going to be She-Ra. And we're going to, like, I give credit where credit is due to the original. That one came out in September 1985 on the 9th. But the new one, the one that came out in 2018, that's the one we're talking about for this honorable mention. One. Yeah, the good one. The lesbians.
The lesbian one.
Yes, because they just, I loved the art, the voice acting, the way they depicted their relationship, and a lot of different queer identities was just so good. And I think that, in those animated shows where that one, a lot of kids watching that, I think it's important for them to see that done super well. Like, same thing with like Owl House and stuff. But we almost brought up Owl House, but She-Ra took the cake a little bit more because It's just so good.
We
It's a little
also-
more OG as well.
We also love a good enemies to lovers trope.
We
It's,
do. We do.
It eats every time.
And the fits are fire. I love the way
fire.
that's animated.
And we have
So
cosplayed
beautiful.
them as well. So that's also another reason they got a little bit more on there.
Yeah.
But for the middle segment today, it's really fun. We're going to be doing like me and Rylee did before, where we drew the character like from memory. But Basil, like I mentioned, is an artist, and she uses Procreate. She has an iPad, fancy little iPad. So we're going to draw on the iPad today, and we're going to screen record it, and it's going to pop up on the screen somewhere for you guys to watch and enjoy as we do it.
Perfect.
Yes.
Okay, who do we want to have start?
So we brought this up earlier. She wanted to pick one for me, so I'm going to pick one for you, and you'll pick one for her.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay. So do you want to? I can go first.
Yeah. And then
Is that already screen recording?
No, let me get it up there.
perfect. So you get this. We're gonna screen record it on the iPad so that way you can follow along.
Well, they're not going to see, like, when we draw, nobody else is going to see it.
Only you guys.
Yeah.
And I will record it. I mean, time it because that's also part of the fun. Is
Yeah. What did we do? Did we
30
do-
seconds.
I think we did 60.
I feel like that's kind of too long.
30?
honestly. Yeah, I feel like 30 will be good.
Okay. All right.
Don't give anyone too crazy now. Okay, wait. Let me get the timer ready. Long nail baddie. Sometimes I need a second.
Gotta
Okay.
do a different.
Okay. Once she tells you, we'll do 1, 2, 3, go.
Okay.
Okay. So the character I'm gonna give you is Princess Bubblegum.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, go. 30 seconds have started. I'll give you a little heads up every step of the way. So you are at 20 seconds,
She's eating. I can't see it, but
15 seconds, 10 seconds. Do, 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 do. Final 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh,
Stop.
God. I did this in black, too. I wish I did this in pink, but
Let's see. Show the class.
I thought of her in her ponytail.
Cute.
That's
Wait, you
cute.
ate.
You did
a good job.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Down.
But you'll see the screen recording. But
Yes. Okay. Woo.
Yay. All right. My character for you is going to be Pusheen.
Okay. 3,
Okay.
2, 1.
And Pusheen is the cat.
Oh, no. I think I already
20
messed up.
seconds.
You're doing amazing, sweetie.
Ten seconds. 5, 4,
Shoot.
3, 2, 1.
It's giving cat. I don't know about giving Pusheen.
Oh, that's so cute.
No, it's so cute, though. No, you ate.
You ate down.
Thank you. Thank you. Wait, I want to look up a picture of Pusheen really quick so I can see.
Yeah, maybe we should, like, insert.
Yeah,
a
we'll
pic.
insert one really quick.
Side
for
by-
them to
yeah.
see.
Let me stop. It was 30 seconds, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, I gotta make sure.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, you ate.
Kind of. You can see.
y'all see
I knew it was one body.
Yeah.
He said, yeah, I know he round.
Y'all see this?
know
It's
that
so
picture.
cute.
Okay.
I just did it on a different layer. And
Alrighty, let me start the timer.
oh, yeah.
Okay.
Or the recording.
Oh, the screen recording?
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. I'm going to give you Sandy Cheeks.
Okay.
30 seconds. Go. I gave them a little bit harder one because I believe in them.
Yeah, this bitch is talented. as
Like we've
hell,
played this
so.
game at home and I'm like SpongeBob and it like literally looks like SpongeBob. I'm like, great.
Okay, but not the sponge out loud. You ain't. Oh.
And sorry, I didn't give you the 10 more seconds, but from what I just peeked, they're doing just fine.
I hate it here.
5, 4.
I mean, when I think I'm good
3.
at art and then I look at their drawings.
Okay. Show the class.
Bro, what the hell?
Oh my god, that's so cute.
You ate. You ate.
That's so cute. You even did a
I was
little
like-
flower.
Yeah, I was like, my brain, I gotta.
Good
Did
job.
amazing.
Good job.
See, you're so good at this.
So sweet. That was so fun. So our number 2 is going to be Adventure Time, which Adventure Time came out April 5th, 2010. So, peak decade.
Very peak indeed.
The reason why we chose Adventure Time, personally, Adventure Time, I grew up with it. Like, I remember waiting for it to come out, and just, I was so excited. I saw the little thing that they did for it where it's counting down. And I've always been an Adventure Time fanatic. Like, I loved all the characters, and I think personally the way that the show is set up, like with all the, different characters, and then Finn and Jake, which, they're siblings. They're not related, obviously, but they're siblings, and they're like stuck to the hip. Like, they go on adventures with each other, and they meet like so many different people, and like my two favorite characters are Marceline and Princess Bubblegum. Which they're dynamic, and this is going to be a spoiler, but it's been out for a while.
It's been out for quite a while.
It's been a while. Basically, they end up together at the end, and throughout the show, there's very subtle subtext of them dating, like previously, with the one episode where there's the door, and they have to sing songs to be able to open the door.
That song is so iconic.
Yeah, like one of the things that gets stolen is Princess Bubblegum's shirt that Marceline gave her, and she was like, I didn't think you still had that, like, and she's like, of course I do, I wear it to bed, which is really cute, and I love their relationship. And
yeah, like at the very end they show them kissing.
Yeah, like as a lesbian,
and
I think it's really
I was younger than you when it came out, because it came out in 2010, so I was 6 when it came out. So I like legit like childhood grew up with it. Like, obviously you were a kid too, but you were
I was gonna say that was triple platinum in our house. Like,
yeah, you were 9
time regular show.
Oh yeah,
always on.
So it had to be here. And of course I'm like more representing Fiona today, and we're talking about Adventure Time, and like the new Fiona and Cake season 2 came out, so we're watching that, and it's amazing. But yeah, so mostly Adventure Time. That's why I wanted to like be Finn/Fiona today. So
and you look amazing.
Oh, and when did Adventure Time come out?
That's what you're saying?
June 5th, 2010, I think.
2010. So that's what I was saying. I was 6.
Yes,
I was born in 2004.
And my number 2, I'm a late bloomer. I didn't watch it until the pandemic, but I watched it in the pandemic, and it changed the way I see the world forever. So I had to put on Avatar, The Last Airbender, which came out originally in February 21st of 2005. And I remember when it went on to Netflix, and my partner Hassan was watching it. He was like, do you want to watch it with me? And I was like, I don't really want to watch a cartoon right now. Like, you can put it on. I'll just hang out with you. By the time the first episode was over, I was like, oh, the boy in the iceberg, what's going to happen? So we binged the whole thing in like a weekend, and I loved it, and then watched Korra right afterwards. So I feel really lucky that I was a late bloomer, because I didn't have to wait. I just got to enjoy it all, binge it all. But it's like heavy stuff for a kid show. They did a beautiful job of talking about it in a way that's approachable for children. But we talk about a corrupt government, like all kinds of political upheaval in both shows.
War in Bossing Sane.
Yeah. That are ever more important to watch right now.
Yes,
so
exactly.
Love Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah. I watched The Legend of Korra first, because it was one that was recommended to me, and I didn't know that Avatar: The Last Airbender was the first one. So I finished Korra, and I was like kind of confused throughout it, because I was like, who are they talking about when they talk about Aang? And then I ended up watching it, and like, yeah, like it's so good. Like, I think if you're gonna watch them in order. Don't be like me.
And our number 1, and this one is very, very special, as she has mentioned before, and that is going to be Steven Universe. And that one came out May 21st of 2013, which is so crazy. But yeah, that is just so fundamental. And like, as queer people, like that representation and all of it, like just was so important. And the art, the music, the voice acting, every aspect of it is just so ingrained into, like being proud of who we are, and like seeing that representation makes a huge difference. And it's just such a wonderful show. And like we talked about, at any age you should watch this. It doesn't matter how old you are, you really should, because it is beautiful. And that was like one of your top special interests. Like you said, that is a part of you forever and always. And I feel the same way. It's very important.
Literally surrounded my whole life with Steven Universe.
Yep,
and
for years.
I also like had gotten a bunch of important people in my life into it because of how good it is. And like, I think with like all the LGBTQI, like, you know, themes in it, like, I think it's really important to be able to show that, especially to kids, like, because, you know, they need to know like all of that stuff growing up. It doesn't matter. Like, it's part of our culture, you know?
Yeah,
like,
seeing representation makes you realize who you are without it being like ostracized.
And also on top of that, it's a cartoon. Like, I think it's
fun.
a really good cartoon too.
And it's just fun. It's literally like aliens. They're literally aliens, lesbian aliens.
Yeah,
Crystal Jams, yeah.
So it's just so good. And like we said, the music is fire.
So good.
And for my final number one, I had to put this as the number one, which is My Neighbor Totoro. And the reason I put that is I have such a crystal clear memory of me and Maddie renting it, going into our family living room, putting it on the TV. And yeah, I remember my life changing on that couch. Like, that was one of the first, I think, pieces of anime I had ever seen. And it was not only beautifully done, but just like the way that Miyazaki was able to tell like stories and messages that are heavy and hard, like about nature and your family, and same thing about, you know, kind of grass being greener on the other side, but through such a whimsical way with soot sprites and a little girl that I could relate to, and creatures that I will want to have for the rest of my life, like the cat bus and Totoro. Like, it's still like, I watched it at 10 and I watch it now at 25 and it's still just hits the same. But now that I'm older, I can of course understand a little bit more. But that's what we were talking about earlier. Good media, no matter what age you are, like, still makes you feel all the feels. And so Totoro was really one of the first pieces of anime that I watched. So I had to put it as number one because I mean, our podcast is all about that, and I watched it with you. So it feels full circle that was like one of my most impactful and favorite movies. And now we're on a podcast talking about movies and anime. So
that was a big reason why I got my Totoro tattoo. I have like another one. I have my little kodamas, my little tree spirits. And that's what I was going to say as well. He, like, for both of them, Princess Mononoke and Totoro, like, really shows like his love for nature and how we as people should really take it more seriously. Yeah, take it more seriously. We should treat our earth kindly, and I think that message that he shares is really beautiful too. So
we usually pick our number one by throwing them in a pit. So
sorry, Totoro.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if we had to throw Totoro and Steven Universe,
these 1,000-year-old lesbians are about to beat your ass. Valid. But they'd feel bad about it for sure.
But thank you guys so much for tuning in, listening. What cartoons changes the trajectory of all of our lives.
And thank you for coming on, Basil.
Thank you guys.
Thank you. So happy to have you on.
Yeah, it was so fun.
Let us know what cartoons would be on your list, what we missed, and we'll see you next week.
And back again is me. I'm also here to tell you that this episode's brought to you by me. I run my small business, Lunar Clawz. So if you're ever in the SLC area and you want to grow your natural nails strong and healthy with intricate custom nail art, you'll come to me for that, of course. And you can see more information for that in the show notes below.